If you don't fully get it, that's why I tell you to do your research. That's all. I tell you to do your research. These next two clips may confuse you, may bother you. You may believe it. You don't have to believe it. But all you have to do is if you've been sitting in your house and saying these words, why are they doing this? I'm telling you now why they are doing this. Now you have a reason behind the madness. That's all I'm trying to connect the dots with. Everybody's out here is confused. If you keep people in fear and disparity, they can't make any moves. You understand that? The best thing that you can do on a chessboard is make a chess player a novice player. And the way you make that person a novice player, you present something to him or her that they have never seen before. So they don't know what to do. You understand that? So now they're confused. Fear causes confusion. Fear causes confusion. If you look at every race on the planet right now, if cops jump at them, they're fucking them up. But whenever they jump at us, they gotta have tanks, they gotta have grenades, tear gas, all sorts of shit. Because we're still on individualism as a group of people. We are. You don't have to get all violent. You just got to let them know this not going to happen. Whether you march on City Hall, whatever it is. Anytime they protect the Ku Klux Klan so they can walk down the middle of your street and say, niggers this and niggers that. Think about it. You understand what I'm saying? We don't put our money together. We don't put our resources together. We don't back each other. And therefore, it makes it hard for some of the people in high positions to do things they need to do. Now, let me be clear. Fuck Jesse Jackson. Fuck Al Sharpton. Fuck majority of them people up there in the power struggle right now. Fuck a lot of people in Hollywood. They're betrayers of you. We can bring ourselves up home by home, group by group, family by family. We don't need a leader. But just pay attention to what I'm about to tell you in the next shit. Y'all know I don't do no posts like this. I don't. Okay, I'm gonna calm down. I'm gonna do something I don't need to be doing. Dropping complete names. All right. The sun shines down. This is why the topic of what I'm about to tell you is what's next. Okay? That's all I'm trying to tell you. What's next? Oh, God. I don't want to say this shit. Okay. The sun shines down on the planet. It feeds the planet with information. The only living beings on this planet that can actively absorb that sun rays as information are melanated people. That's your Hispanics, Latinos, Indians, and especially us African Americans. Every single last one of those peoples in the cultures that I just named are highly very spiritual. They're the type of people that can sit around a village and pray for something and God will make it happen. White people do not have that power. They don't. The higher powers that be know it for a fact that white people do not have a higher spiritual calling or spiritual power because they cannot absorb direct information from the sun. They are a cave-dwelling clan of personnel. And even though they can go out here and become a redneck and catch cancer, that is not the same safe absorbency rate as a melanated person. All right, so, and this is to the brothers of the club for the so-called, you know you are, so-called brothers out there, Masons. Let me tell you something. Some of you think that you're a high order of Masons, you really don't know what's going on, and I'm about to school you real quick. So, they have this richly melanated group of people on the planet doing 2 rituals so far. The first ritual was the hood, the indoctrination. Okay? You follow me here, because this has been going on for the past 13 years. Was the hood. First they killed people in the gateways of hell, which was the Tower of Babylon. That was the sacrifice for the world. Then they put the hood on of a fallen Christian. Okay? And monarch these Christians. Then they got everybody to throw up the distress signal with Mike Brown, don't shoot. You still lost? Are you still lost? So, the wiping out of a whole group of people, then the donning of a hood, then the distress signal of don't shoot. All being done by melanated people now. Not to mention, when the towers fell, a storm came in. The storm that came in was the dust storm that killed thousands of people years later. Are you following so far? Am I losing you? Now, what it's about, and I told you I will never shame him. Never shame him. But I will give you information to keep those whose mind is not trained to what the media's tricks are. I will give you information to get you ready for what might happen. And I pray to God it won't happen. My president is about to get shamed by some half-wit, half-breed before he leaves office. Because our president made the damn choice to protect everybody's rights on the planet. To make fair is fair. Now, not only does that mean the choice of his family's rights to live, but the choice of a lot of people on the planet to live. You understand what I'm saying? Is it making sense so far? So he laid down a law of protection that allowed a lot of people to go untouched or unharmed. Now, who's been getting harmed the most and it's been noticed the most? Of course, African American people. But you can also say to this, if you pay for a lawyer, you're going to get the lawyer's services. If a lawyer is appointed for you, you're not going to get the lawyer's service. So every group played President Obama to do something specific. Money makes the world go round, not color. Not color, money. So white women, Hispanics, and gays got everything they want. More women getting higher jobs, talking about the glass ceiling. Yep, you heard that, right? Hispanics being able to go across the border, come into this country. Everything you got, including your phone, is in Espanol Press 2. All right? And gays being able to serve in the military or any type of whatever, and it'd be a federal crime if you physically assault them. They paid for these rights. So let's stay back on target. You don a ritual that kills 3,000 some odd people in the tower, the gates of hell. Then a storm rolls in. Once that storm rolls in and kills thousands of others later on, like an infection from the Bible, then they don a hood for a fallen Christian. After they don the hood for that fallen Christian, right? Then they put up the symbol of distress. And then we're on the topic of what's next. Now, black people have a strong spiritual energy. The only problem is we're worshiping the wrong thing. Whether you want to face it or not, that picture of that man you got called Jesus is a child molester. Once you leave that child molester alone, you will see how much power and connection you have with God in the universe. Once you leave that fake idol alone, you must worship God. You don't have the right, and neither do I have the right, to name who the higher power is. Hallowed be thy name. We don't have the right to name this energy that has contrived everything that we call reality. We don't have the right. But you can worship and call on him or her or it and say, I need help. Can my children, we need to eat. I need to pay these loans, I'll pay these bills. You cannot do that by going to a building called a church, putting money in a pot and thinking that a blessing's gonna come. You need to do that in your temple. Your temple is your house. You need to hold your children's hand, hold your husband's hand. And the reason why so many black women are losing power, because you do not have a man in your house. You have to have both spiritual energies in order for your prayer to be heard. So I done beat around the bush, just trying to hint little bullshit to you. He's like, Mobo, you could have easily did this. This is right, I could have. But see what I'm doing right now? Got a lot of people curious if my video comes across they got their computer screen. All right, so you don't have enough male energy in your home, which explains why they're always promoting women's employment and men's downfall. Because once you get rid of the men, the women can be easily picked off. Ladies, you have to understand that. You have to understand that. And what I'm trying to tell you, our presidential party is not going to leave without him. They know that they cannot shoot or kill him because it's going to cause uproar, but that's what they want. After what they did to JFK, people let that bullshit slide. If they kill him, they're going to try to blame it on the African American because of all the things that's happened to African Americans. Trust me and believe me, it's not going to be what you think. And what they're going to blame it on is a police officer, because right now police officers have no credibility with the rest of the world or the United States. Do you understand how these events are unfolding? Does it make sense to you now? Once they get a black police officer to attempt that on our presidential family, the next thing that they're trying to do now, just before the royal family gets out of office, and why am I calling them the royal family? Because no one has set a precedence like they have in the White House. No woman's going to ever topple Michelle Obama has done. Nothing. It's never going to happen. No white woman, I don't give a fuck who she is going to ever be able to do what Michelle Obama has done. It's going to be impossible. You're better off trying to fly and be motherfucking superhero. It's not going to happen. No white president is going to be able to follow up what Obama done. That's why they're going to throw the energy somewhere else and make sure that they put a white woman in there. It has to be a white woman because a white man cannot follow. Even though y'all hate Obama and blah, this and that, a white man is not going to be able to do what Obama did. Bush was so fucked up that most of y'all still remember Clinton. Clinton wasn't that great. He wasn't that great. If you look at the shit that happened while on Clinton and Bush's watch, more black people died on Clinton and Bush's watch. There has not been a New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? And regardless of all the bad shit that happened in Libya and Gaddafi, the shit you gotta feed white people so they don't shoot your fucking kids and wife in the head, yes. Because they're threatening. The president is under duress and threats too. You actually think he runs the country? No, he's just a face to keep y'all at bay, to keep y'all comfortable and make y'all shut the fuck up. Now they're drawing down the military. Why are they drawing down the military? Because there's 400,000 some odd African-American soldiers that are trained at flying aircraft, flying helicopters, mobilizing tanks, APCs, and wiping these fucking police officers the fuck off the planet. So they got to draw them down. They got to get rid of them and say, hey, we got to get rid of the police. We got to get rid of the soldiers. They got to go. So they are drawing them down. Majority of the personnel they drawing down, they got a letter. You know who you are if you're hitting this damn video right now. You understand what I'm saying? You got a lot of people that at a young age that are waiting. As soon as they get 20, they're getting out because they're so disgusted with the things the military have done. Because 9/11 has came around of what really happened. Afghanistan has came around of what really happened. Iraq has came around of what really happened. And people are feeling shameful. Instead of feeling proud, they're feeling shameful. So it makes the Vietnam era boys look like, oh, nothing crazy happened with them. We look the worst. Our generation looks the worst. So when I tell you that you've done a ritual, 3,000 people through the gates of hell were set on fire. After they were set on fire and brought down to the ground like the Tower of Babel, okay? Then a cloud, a storm front came over the people in the valley and killed them, all right? Now you have fish because we done spilled 16 billion gallons of oil in the goddamn ocean. Everybody forgot about that. On the Gulf Coast of all places. Why the Gulf Coast? Because the Gulf cycle goes all the way up to Europe, past Iceland and Denmark and all that bullshit, and it comes right back down. So we've circulated that toxic chemical, billions and billions of gallons a day, for the past 40-some days, have circulated all through the ocean. And you wonder why fucking fish are coming up on the shore. Now we have bees, insects, bees that are dying, which we need for the fucking planet. We need bees to pollinate. And then we have crickets and all these cicadas in masses covering roads. Does this not sound like your Bible? Now, what you want to think is, oh, God's making it happen. No, man has read that Bible and is making the stuff in the Bible happen. Don't forget, we've had earthquakes and tsunamis. So all these events have been done by man. Man controls the weather. Right now, man is controlling the weather. Man is controlling the quake beds, the whatever the fucking things that are called in the ocean. They're controlling that. So you can put a damn earthquake in a place that has never happened before, like Haiti. They don't even live on one of those damn things that California and Asia lives on. And all of a sudden, Haiti got an earthquake? Think about it, people. Think about it. Black people are losing their spiritual power because so many of our women are sleeping with men, having children, unwed, or not in a relationship. Our men are being feminized and turned into girls. That's why they're leaving so many women with children. And they're having emotional and attachment issues because they never had a father. Do you get what I'm telling you now? So the whole purpose and basis of this conversation is what's next. The next thing is, once you've gotten the heightened emotional level of the most spiritual people on the planet, now you have to misdirect it to a cute little blonde-haired white girl. That's all. Misdirect the energy to a cute little, where America goes, oh, you know how white men are about their white women. You know how they are. They're ready to grab right on them. Kill every nigger. Yeah. So all you have to do is get a cute little white girl, blonde-haired little white girl, some bullshit like, I don't know, fucking when animals attack, fucking eagle gonna pick up off the ground. They're not gonna mess around and make it directly an aggression or attack or rape or murder from a black man. That's just too crazy because that's gonna spark the race war too soon, and they're not ready for it because they're still planning for this financial crash. purpose of the financial crash. So that they can get everybody like they did when the levees broke and give them the little debit cards so they can start putting chips in everybody because nobody can afford anything because the financial market has went down. So you need something digital. Paper money is pointless now. You need a credit card and you're gonna need a chip in your hand to be able to purchase anything. But what they're gonna concentrate on now is putting the energies on the little itty bitty white girls. They're gonna calm the ritual down because now they have to bring in some type of light bearer, some spiritual light bearer, like the angel of heaven, like the ecstasy of Saint Mary. You understand what I'm saying? Just look up the ecstasy of Saint Mary. And so they have to bring in a ritualistic sacrifice. Now they ain't gonna kill the white girl. What they're gonna do is they're gonna make it so horrific that every white mother in America is gonna say, oh my God, that could be my Jessica. That's what they're gonna do. All right? So they're gonna get that emotion between the non-spiritual people to go and blanket all over the planet. What is that gonna do? That's gonna cause a tide and a split between black and white relationships. I'm talking about interracial relationships. White women with black men, black women with white men, because the judgment is gonna be called like, man, you know, it's not that serious. It's just a fucking little white girl that was attacked by an alligator or a crocodile in her house and her parents were still filming it. They were still filming the shit. And next thing you know, fucking all these energies go up and that white woman feel betrayed by their black man because they're talking about, well, what about Trayvon Martin and Mike Brown? And he's like, well, that's little Jessica. Suppose that when I was on Doherty that got attacked. I know you get confused, but all they're pretty much gonna do is they're gonna stage an attack on some little white girl and it's gonna blanket the country just like fucking Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown, and the goddamn school shootings and the shit that happened in the goddamn theater. Everything that's going on is a spiritual level event. That's all it is. And it's not biblical from the Bible. God is not making this shit happen. God is watching this bullshit, trying to see what we are going to do. And we're letting these devils do it. That's all it is, man. Peace. So what does all this mean? All right, so explain to me how you know George Zimmerman and the police officers were going to do what they did. The same way you know that crazy motherfucker shot up the movie theater. The same way you know that Timothy McVeigh put a goddamn bomb in front of a daycare center. The same way you know that they went in and got David Koresh. Bruh, everything's set up by MK Ultra. The Alphabet Boys are running every fucking thing, whether you figured it out or not. See the light shining? But the biggest point is this. The one minor energy that they're trying to stop. If you look at Beyonce's video, Girls, We Run the World, she's showing you three representations of women. One is the Queen of the Night. Remember? Whitney Houston had that song, I am the Queen of the Night, right? Okay. The second one was the Marion of Peace. Now, if you look at the Four Horsemen, there's the Marion of Peace, a woman wearing all white. That is the only woman in the Four Horsemen. You have the red, yeah, death and all that sloth, whatever. But there's one woman in there wearing all white on a black horse. All right, she had that in the Girls We Run the World, right? And then secondly, she had one when she was wearing this golden reflective, the sun goddess had landed on the planet. That's why everything around her was on fire, okay? It was on fire. So, and then what you noticed, she had her little dance step. Her dance step was being led by African-American soldiers. And I'm gonna tell you why they were soldiers. They had the red sash around their belt, and then they had the yellow African infantry cord around their neck. Okay? So it says when women back up their men have way more strength because if women do what they're supposed to do and stand and push and be behind their man supportively, men have strength to go forward and protect them. But women are not supporting men, okay? I hope I'm not confused. So all you gotta do is look at Beyonce's video. If you look at what her video did with the bow down, she ran it backwards. The reason why she ran it backwards, she wanted you to see the dethroning of the white woman, of white America, the dethroning. That's why Jay-Z said, watch the, now you starting to fucking get it, okay? You got your gun, you gonna get it? You trying to bust to get it? So you don't need to go after a race war. What's going on right now is a spiritual war. That's why if you look at what she did during the Super Bowl, that was a counteract the bullshit that happened during 9/11. She had to get everybody to hold out a blue light to counteract the disparity of spirits after 9/11. Look at the time period it took from 9/11 till she did the Super Bowl thing. You know in Batman, they were trying to tell you that that was going to be the one where the lights went out and it was going to blow up the stadium. Another mass killing. But she cut that bullshit off with the dance she did. she invoked some type of spirit. And most of y'all Christians go, that was evil, she's Satan. Whatever, I don't know. But most of it comes from some of the most original shit we used to do, which is called voodoo, all right? So here's the big icing on the cake. We have this beautiful modeless woman by the name of the First Lady, Michelle Obama. She will never be copied. She will never be denied. She will not be stopped. But this is what you have to understand, gentlemen. In the United States of America today, there's 17 women to every one man. Whether you white boys hate niggas, whether black boys hate white boys, it don't matter. These women are in charge right now. And I'm gonna tell you how I know they're in charge. This is the one thing some of you motherfuckers not even fathom. Why you stupid son of bitches are concentrating on we gotta do a race war. Man, we gotta kill these fucking crackers. Meanwhile, can you imagine how upset, just listen, how upset between Hillary Clinton, Gabby Gifford, if Queen Michelle Obama steps her ass in the presidential running, she's gonna win. She is going to win. Hands down. That's right. You talk about 2 terms, I'm talking about 2 presidents, African American. She's going to win. They do not want Michelle Obama to run for president. If you, truth be known, she was going to run first. So that's why they're going to have a smear campaign to totally tell you that our president is gay. And you're going to believe it because what did he do? He gave the gays rights. But the gays gave him millions and billions of dollars, right along with China and Africa. Uganda, who has a car industry now. And they're going to say that Michelle Obama has HIV. So they want them to leave with disgrace. You understand that? Because the worst thing that can happen to America, not us, not African American, but white America, is when Michelle Obama gets in office. And she becomes the first female, not only just black, the first female president of the United States of America. And that's how you do it, my friends, in broad